DJ, I don't have the right cam set up, but what cat? He sees it. She just doesn't know if she's comfortable. That's okay. We have her up here at the very least, so it's okay, even if she doesn't love us all the time. How's it going though, DJ? Looking forward to some more Smirzera League? A little cat cam to start us off here today. And now she's curious about other things. She's never really been able to, like, be up here before. Well, not that she hasn't been able to, it's just that it was kind of all out of her reach before. Now there's a whole lot of things for her to sniff. And she's gone. Oh well. We enjoyed her while she was here. DJ, did you not see what happened? Look, I have a new cat tower here. And the cat was sitting here for a solid, like, 3 minutes. And you missed it all. She's just chilling right here with us. I don't imagine she'll do it often, but I mean, I'm gonna put this treat right here on it, and I'm gonna try and, like, slowly convince her that that's a wonderful spot. You did miss the kitty, but you know what? Here. There you go. You can have some kitty emotes. We probably got like another 13 minutes until this actually starts, but figured I'd hop onto the face cam for a second because the cat decided to show up, and that's always awesome. And I'm gonna be trying to find co-casters, but I'm struggling to find anyone that wants to co-cast and stuff right now. I don't know why. Isaiah just wasn't able to make it today. Other people are busy. There's just not that many casters. Unfortunately. Yeah, I figured you'd want to see Live Kitty. I tried to get you to see Live Kitty. We can try and bring her back, but I can't promise she'll want to stay. Listen, if any of the mobile casters ever want to try and do casting, let me know. They just need to be able... I mean, I hope they have Discord. If they have Discord and stuff, then we can try and figure something out. Okay. We at least have Kitty. No, you really don't care about that. Hey. You know it's there. We have Cat again. She's gonna want it. So you're just looking at me skeptical. She wants the treat at the same time. DJ, if you miss it again, it's your fault. I'm gonna try and roll forward without scaring the crap out of her. Okay. She knows it's up here. Oh. Oh. Here. There we go. And she just wanted the treat. Yeah. She just wanted the treat and now she's out of there. It's okay. If I keep on... No, you don't need to... I mean, I guess... Redeemed cat. She's just gonna run the other way. Hide behind something to pounce at the freaking thing for... She's kind of like chewed this apart. Not gonna lie. We have a brand new one for her too. Or not brand new because she's kind of chewed it up already, but... What is she? This cat is so dumb. I see her behind the doorway, and I have it over here, and she, like, sits up, like it's gone, and then I throw it to where she can see it, and she'll go all the way down like she's gonna pounce on it. She's a very dumb cat. There we go, DJ. No, the cat redemption, if I could find it, is really supposed to be her chasing the laser pointer around, but there's two reasons. I can't really do that right now. One, I need to clean this room a little bit. And two, I don't know where the laser pointer is, so... Let me tell you, she loves chasing the laser pointer, though. But, yeah, that's the cat. For all she's worth. Yeah. Alright. I'll be back once the action starts. I swapped over to the wrong thing. I'll be back once the action starts. Have a wonderful little break. It should be just a few minutes from now. I'm gonna roll the pre-roll ads, try and make sure that we are all disabled on those. That way no one has to really worry about joining in middle of the match and running into ads, because nobody likes that, obviously. So let me run those, and I will see you guys in just a little while. Sorry, excuse me, guys. We just dropped in and I clicked on the wrong thing. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Ah! Now I'm not dragging it all the way. Oh my god, we already took a knocker in Zira. He's going down to Akim, selfish, getting some shots over towards it. Akim in return, he has a Panzer. He might be able to step across and do some good damage with that. He does shoot it. It takes Griffith down to 2 hit points. Meanwhile, Zira gets flushed out by it. So no saving him. Okay. Is everything going good? We got audio, we got, sound. Right, everything's looking good. We just don't have my beautiful face. Alright, now we do. Now we're good to go. Ay. Alright. Let's see what happening. We should have some fun here, obviously. Fairy Tale and Zeke team. Hut dropping each other. Earn 0, the first player to fall. We'll have to see if one of these teams is going to be the first teams to fall. Griffith and Aiken both pretty low on health still. Griffith now the only one low. Ackerman trying to find the shots onto Andrew. Ackerman? What do we think it is? Well, Andrew, he has an Uzi, so if he can find the shots, it's going to do a lot of damage really quick. Elsewhere on the map, doesn't look like we have anyone really dropping each other. It is only in this North George area. Mira and Pure RNG going to be fighting for the center positions. Akim, he's kind of close to this window. Ooh, he had the angle there for a split second, but Andrew not sticking around to get shot in the back. IQ getting shot at by Yakuz. 1 bullet away from going down, but he's still surviving. How much longer does he survive for? Finally, Yakuz finds the bullet to take him down, and IQ falls in the center of our zone to Mira. No, to Yin Yang. Sorry. I saw Yakuz with the Mira tag. Now this is the Yin Yang team. That is a really cool logo, honestly. Gold and black, a little bit different than maybe the Yin Yang that we're used to. But it is definitely a cool looking logo. Meanwhile, this fight in North George, nothing else has happened with it. Still just as quiet as can be. And they're still worried about a player next door, but that guy's long gone. Andrew has backed off, disappeared into a different position. They're just chilling there, trying to find him. He's not around. Team Liquid, they're on their rotate into zone. They're going to have some pretty decent prio. Stop up on the hillside, try and loot forward. Scout forward, not loot forward. Words do be that which is hard. So we'll have to see what's going to happen. It's going to go on. It's pretty quiet for them. They had a decent week in the last week. Let's get the league board. Wow. We're gonna pin this, just so everyone can have this unpinned after manually unpinned or end stream. We'll have the twire there. We can go back to last week. Team Liquid won with 111 points over El Kadzia. So they were our winners of last week. We'll have to see. They're pretty centralized. They should have a good chance of getting some good points here in game number 1. Just as long as they defend their position fine. Empire. They got 11th place last week, 55 points. So they were 15 points above the cutoff, above Toyo, Animaniacs, and Potentially Dangerous. So definitely some teams that have the potential to really fight for their spot in Division 1. Meanwhile, we've had Systematicos, 55 Esports rejoin us. Two names that we recognize very well being here with us. So it was 55 Systematicos. Yin Yang was the third team to join us alongside Cerro Fino. So those are our 4 teams that are joining us here in Division 1. Meanwhile, it was Potentially Dangerous, Toyo, Animaniacs, and Dead End that ended up dropping out of Division 1 that we won't see for this week, but maybe they'll be able to fight their way towards the top of the leaderboard and join us again next week. But it's all gonna be a wait and see. Yin Yang. Obviously, some of these names we've seen up here in Division... I think we've seen all of these names in Division 1. Whether at the beginning or end of each series. They've been there. They've been around, doing damage, trying to stake their claim as one of the top teams. Luminosity. They got a 2-2 split going on. Just next to Volcano. Boxic, he's really staring at that wall. So what? They have Volcano and Cloud9 as the 2 compounds. Dream 1, they're coming across. They're at the gas station right now. They're gonna want to make their way much further into zone. We got a minute 45 until we see the next zone pop. Jibs probably got himself. It looks like he still has a mini, so it's probably going to be either a Groza, FAMAS, or P90. Unless he hasn't grabbed the care package yet. But that would be surprising to be standing next to it and not have grabbed it yet. We'll have to see how the teams play it. Yin Yang, obviously, the team closest to center. Will they be closer to the Ying side or closer to the Yang side? What? So, if they were on the Ying side, it would probably be more peaceful, playing edges zone, kind of only fighting when they needed to. But Yang, I feel like they're more towards the Yang side right now, in the center zone, going to be shooting their guns a lot, trying to make sure no one's around them. Shinboy doing a few flips, showing us the style in the Dacia. No harm, no foul. Willie goes for the style points. As both these teams just kind of continuing their rotate on the edges zone. Michael had stopped for a second in case Nzeke team had gone for more of a fight directly towards Empire, but that's not what happened. So the question is, where does this zone go? Does it pull all the way down to the south? Does it go to the north? Potato Hill going to be the very edge of the zone. So Team Liquid went to somewhat of a centralized position to right on the edges zone. This one going to be around Snake and Farm area. A zone that a lot of these teams should know pretty well. Meanwhile, it looks like Zello goes down to Laucha in the kill feed. Ackerman paying attention to Gmo, but he's going to have Arthur running up on his hillside to the right of him. Does connect with a shot, but Arthur, he's going to be there. He's going to prep the nade, go for the jump scout, go for the shots. Now the nade there only does 3 damage, and now the shot's headshot lands, and Ackerman goes down to Arthur. 4-0, picking up a kill early. Laucha now getting some more damage, getting some good shots onto Arthur. He's already picked up 1 kill, trying to find anything more if he can. The more points you can get earlier on, the better off you are. Right now, we've lost a few players, but no team has gone down, so every team is still viable for any placement points that we get once half the lobby disappears. Those placement points can be very, very important. Again, average, you just need 4 points. Playboy Cardi. Huh? Going for the spray, gets some good damage onto Yin Yang, gets the knock onto Trisk, but now he's getting shot at by Snakers. So I think we're gonna go with Cardi for that name. One boy to go along with the cowboy. Chris gonna get flushed out now. That is a point for Elakadzia. But they had a decent showing last week. 2nd place. Ended up just shy of Team Liquid's. 11 points difference. So we know that they're definitely gonna want to try and take the top spot this time, where they got 2nd place last time. Good shot there by Fisher. Gets a headshot onto Gmo. And this is going to be well out into the play zone. So these teams are just going to have to start rotating into zone. They can only hold and wait here for so long. The question is, how long are they going to wait for Gmo to try and leave? He was spotted there by Laucha. Shots go through a couple more times for Rezav. They started this game as a 3-man. So we'll have to see how they can do. They did pick up at least a point, so the 1 player missing didn't affect them too terribly much. Elakadzia, they gotta make their way towards Cowboy, try and consolidate as they're getting shot at from up the hill and everywhere else. And they are gonna make a nice hard crash right into the compound, right into Cowboy stuck on the stairs. So it looks like Elakadzia, they are on the move again. They're on the edge of zone, and that is not where they want to be. They're getting shot at by Yin Yang. Fairy Tale rotating in front of them. They're going to be going directly by Cardi. Going to be ready for some shots. Amigos going for shots, and they end up hitting Fairy Tale, not Elakadzia. Roth, he was gonna go for the Wizard Tower, but now they have to try and decide somewhere else. Yin Yang getting shots onto Team Liquid. Cardi gets the knock onto Akim, gets the flush as well. As Alo goes down to Kane. And now 55, they're causing problems for Elakadzia. Cowboy, he's pushing forward and he's shot in the side by his teammate. Knocked by Tiny. And it's pandemonium, a little bit of network lag. Hopefully that disappears here in a second. Okay, we're back. Oh, Poonage, he had a Panther. We missed that. It looks like Elakadzia, the first team to go down, 16th place. Rezav to follow just after in 15th. 55, they take care of 1 team, and now Luminosity gonna be following up. The Molotov goes forward, lands a little bit short. The shot's going through the smoke from Karak, and 55 looking very good in their return to Division 1. Sam Crow, Tiny, Psycho, and Karak. New roster, new play. Molotov again going forward. This time Karak a little bit farther forward. A little bit of blue zone damage goes out towards Voxic. The nade from Tiny doesn't end up getting a knock. Gmo getting spun out. Karak trying to go for the shots. He only has an M4, and he can't find the shots onto Gmo as he slides backwards into the compound. Now the shots do come through. Tiny finds the kill, and 4-0 down in 14th. We see pure RNG getting kills in the kill feed. As what a zone we have. Pandemonium unlocked. What does the next zone bring us? As it's already pretty stacked inside the zone, besides down at Sharkfin, the only spot that a team might be able to go to, but they'd have to send it through every other player in the lobby. Bizzler, he spots out the smoke, trying to look towards it, gets naded. That's actually the worst spot to go, because that's where the last nade exploded. You're going to want to be a little bit closer right up against the wall, and you'd probably be better off. Yeah. DIY. Always changing his name. Never seems to want to stick with the same name. And that's fine, because I'm just going to cast whatever name I see in front of me. In this case, it's going to be Cardi. Zeke team, they crash onto the south side of farm. The zone just kind of centered up, donuted, right around the farm snake area. So we've seen teams play this plenty of times before, so it's which team knows where they want to play best, and can they hold that position. Luminosity going to be in a spot to kind of hold out 55 going into the next zone. Vinny just going to clear out the shack, make sure no one is there. Yin Yang getting pulled up on by pure RNG. Kane trying to look for an angle, does spot out Spectro. And Penta gonna prep the nade. Roll the nade down below. Doesn't find any damage. Joppa from the other side gonna have to try and give some covering fire to Kane, but he can only do so much from the other household. He will be held by Valiate as well if he tries to jump out. Valiate just sitting out in the open, sneaking forward. Joppa doesn't spot him. Here's the footsteps now. But Valiate is going to get up against the shed. And this is going to be a good position that he can play, just so long he doesn't get utiled out. Joppa is heard, spotted, and now the nades util going to go out towards Kane. Joppa takes some damage, the nade goes up. The nade does not find the knock, but the nade down from Kane does good damage to Spectro and Penta. Another nade, and might see some hefty damage. Joppa, he's going to have to be ready for when the push comes out. As Systematicos, they're finding knocks onto Empire. Wookie goes down. Shinboy and Michael, the next two that is going to be pushed. Learn, making his way forward. Going to get the flush. Confirm the point. Gets a couple of shots towards Michael. Doesn't connect. And now to the left. That's where Shinboy is. Shinboy gets the knock. And he gets the spray onto Ribeiro, but he doesn't find the bullets that he needs. He's going to have to go for the repeat. Michael gets the headshot. Takes down another. Ribeiro goes down. Shinboy to the play zone. Michael, the last one left, up against Anzira, who's further down the hillside. The nades going out towards Joppa as pure RNG. Still have not dislodged Kane from this position. He went up onto the rooftop. Yeah, he is up on this rooftop now. Tall Penta and Kane trade a couple of shots, and Kane peeks up and over. He takes down Spectro. Valley gonna be looking for him. Penta finds the knock. The trade is there. Joppa, he's gonna have to make his way over here, and he's gonna have to go now if he wants to deal with them. He is getting the stuns out, but the res, it's gonna come out onto Spectro. And Joppa, he doesn't have anything to do for it, and Penta finds the shots and takes him down anyways. Yin Yang down in 12th, 55 making their way forward towards Conf. Good nade by Tiny. Gets the knock, and oh no. The blue zone is actually going to do more detriment to Tiny here as he has to back off of the position. Might expose an angle for Team Liquid. Doesn't look like it is. Anzira making his run down the hillside. Michael still in the Wizzy Tower. Be following him, pure RNG, trying to find Griffith, and Penta does end up getting the kill, but Purdy gets the knock onto one, Tiny onto the other, and Valiate the last one that remains for pure RNG. Not in an awful position. They have 4 points. 55, they're going to come pick up their teammate and continue on their rotate. The question is, where are they going to go? It looks like they may be eyeing pure RNG's spot. The shots coming out from Team Liquid. Amigos getting a couple of shots as well. Luke 12 gets the knock onto Sam Crow. Tiny still alive. Pulls up just short, trying to get the spray into the smoke. Valley 8 finds Tiny. Psycho goes with the underhand nade into the smoke. 7 kills so far for 55. Penta sneaks around, finds the knock. And 55 is eliminated, but from the grave, it's Psycho with the nade. Michael, he's still alive. He's gotten a couple of placement points. 5 kills for Empire. They're doing decent. He's going to go for the first aid, and then he's going to have to just try and send it down the hillside. And he's going to have an open spot that he can actually go to with those other players having killed each other. Empire, it's been a little while since I saw you in here. I thought I'd see you around last week. But I think I had some of my settings wrong. So the stream didn't come out quite the way I wanted to. Michael sending his way, and he does go to that spot that was dislodged by 55, and he's going to be able to stop there. He has plenty of first aid kits to work with, and with all the dead bodies, he's going to find some more util. The question is, where can he go now? Really busy. Fair enough. Yeah. Understandable. Work can definitely be a real bugger. It just gets in the way, doesn't it? Wouldn't it be so much better if we could just have everything we needed without having to work so many hours? Quan, he takes a headshot there from Vinny. And is going to have to back off for a second. Cyril Finno, one of the teams that joined us this week, still alive. They have some placement points to start off the week. That's a good thing. The question is, are they going to be able to get some kills? Have they already gotten some kills? Mira, only 1 kill to start this one, and they're crashing onto Sarah Finno. LFP1, he's taking some damage going for the first aid before he pushes in. They do have to be careful. They're pushing up against an MG3 and a P90. The nades, the util going out. No knocks being found. Mira, they're definitely going to want to find a knock before they push into this one. Preferably onto the MG3, honestly. That's a nade going out. It goes into the far building, though. Cyril Finno making their way out. The P90 goes down, and LFP1, he's looking for more. He's going around the side, finds the player laying down, goes in, but he's finally taken down by Brennan. Fakes in with the trade. Kraz now going to be in a 1v3. He's going to have to make something happen, or the res is going to come out. What can he do? Kraz or Craze? The double A makes me think Kraz. But it's a question nonetheless. The MG3 peeking over. Really kind of would have preferred to see him push over, and he hasn't even gone for the reload after all this time, so now he may just get pushed and not have enough bullets to deal with the push. Now he's going to go for the reload. His 3 gear almost taken down. I didn't pay attention to how many kills were there. Oh, an MK there right next to Sparking. They already have 1 MK in their hands. Another one would be deadly. Raz, he's sitting in this corner facing. He's picked up the P90, ready to retaliate up against the MG3. Smoke's gonna go out. Raz, he's ready for the push. Waiting for them to push in. Oh. He's gotta hide away from the sightlines of Inzeke team and Dream 1. Smokes. All he really has left for a line of defense. Mira gonna want to find this as Michael ends up going down to the play zone. 7th place. Not too bad. They had a good few kills to go alongside it. Whereas he's lost his vest. And I'm surprised Dream 1 doesn't have an angle onto this. Oh, Fauna. He has the gas can himself. If he throws it into the room straight forward and then tries to blow it up, he's gonna get the kill. But he just goes through the MG3, not enough. But Vinny does find the knock onto Fauna, peeks in, finds the knock onto LFP1. And Mira, they're gonna have to go for the reses immediately before the zone starts pushing 4 seconds. They will have to move. The double res should come out. They should be able to get on the move in time. The question is, where are they gonna go? Team Liquid controlling the center. Amigos and Zeke on the eastern side, and the southern side taken by Dream 1. Luke 12 gets the knock onto Fakeson. Mira gonna have to push as a 3-man. I don't think they have enough time to get the res onto Fakeson. If they go for it, they're absolute madmen. As if they had any offensive util, it would come straight towards Dream 1, try and do as much damage as possible. Dream 1, they had pretty okay week last week. 10th place, 57 points. 17 above what we like to call our cutoff point. LFP1 going for the shots. Luke 12 from the side gets the knock. Shots coming through. But nothing else is found yet. Fakes in. He goes down to Flameskir. Hansi finds Fauna. And now there's only one remaining Quan. How much longer does he have left in this match? He does end up getting a knock onto Hansi. Almost takes down Flameskir, but he goes down to Jibs. And now Dream 1, they have to sneak their way forward. Luke 12 takes shots from Vapeskir, but he ends up getting some good return fire, sparking with the knock. Andrew, he is knocked. And then Nade from 12 IG gets the flush and a knock onto Vinny. DNL finds Purdy and Amigos. They're holding their position. Team Liquid still trying to go a little bit further forward. Dream 1 has an off angle onto them. 44 seconds until Phase 8 starts pushing Amigos. Dream 1 in Zeke team and Team Liquid. The 4 remaining teams in this match. 3v4 v2v2. Unless Purdy gets res, in which case there's going to be another 2-man. The shot's coming through. Sparking does end up getting the knock onto Lopez. The nade immediately thrown forward. It's going towards 12 IG. It lands, but only does 25. Molotov now coming forward a little bit to the right. And Lopez, he's actually going to the left. Purdy did get picked up. In return for the knock onto Lopez, another nade goes forward, doesn't find what's needed. DNL was spotted out. The nade goes forward, does about half. More nades go forward. The headshot from Purdy is what does it. 12 IG on the edge of the smoke. He does find the knock, but he quickly gets traded by Luke 12. We're down to 3. Flameskir gonna get res. Now Dream 1 gonna make their way forward. Jibs gonna bring the vehicle forward. He's gonna get taken out of the vehicle by Vinny. Luke 12 finds Hansi. Peeks and goes down to Vinny. Flameskir, the last one left. The shot's coming through. They don't find the final bullet. Vinny just trying to push over here towards Liquid. As Sparkin going around the side. And Selfish finds the kill onto Flameskir. Sparkin goes down to the FAMAS from the side. Luke 12 finds him. Selfish, the last one left, and Purdy finds the shots. And Team Liquid picking right up where they left off in the last week. 10 kills and the chicken dinner. Beautiful game there from them. Luke 12, 6 kills, absolute domination. But now we're going to go to a quick break as we get ready for match number 2. We will be right back after a quick little break. Here we go. Match number 2. But by no means is it the end of our Erangel for this beautiful week, because we always end on Erangel. One thing that Cammy absolutely loved was ending on Erangel. Don't ever ask him. He'll always say otherwise and won't ever admit it. But he loved it. So much so that he specifically changed it during the BAM tournament to not be Erangel for the ending. But, you know, to each their own. I had to disagree with him just to be a pest. Because, I mean, what's better than being a pest to Cammy D? Luminosity and Yin Yang may be going for a little bit of a hot drop. Voxic is not gonna end up with the vehicle. Snakers, he had the gun, but he goes down. And it actually ends up in the hands of Voxic. Good little quick swap there, and Trisk is the one that ends up falling, and we see Trisk go down. We're gonna wait for Snakers to get inside the building. Obviously, we don't want to get run over by Japa. Makes sense to me. As we cleanly get through that one. Psycho, a little bit close to the members of Mira. He has 2 different vehicles, and he can take whichever one he wants. Maybe pop the tires of the other one before disappearing. No, I'm a little surprised. Looks like we may be primed for a Gatka finish, though, or at least near the chopsticks, depending on how this one plays out. Could still go to the north or the south. And we might see more of an Everest or even a Fields ending. But it looks like Fairy Tale and Zeke team still not quite done with having their fights. In Zeke team, you got here way later than Fairy Tale. I don't think that's... Yeah, it looks like they're gonna drive away, not actually contest where Fairy Tale went. I don't think that was... well, I think that was a smart decision. I don't think going there would have been a smart decision. Would have been a very difficult position that they put themselves in. But going further up to the north is gonna make it so they may want to wait a little longer on the rotate. Elkadzia, one of our teams farthest away from zone. Team Liquid and Mira gonna be fighting this one a little bit. All 4 of Team Liquid are making their way over here to go up against the solo player from Mira. Fakes in all alone. There he is. The shot's coming through. Sparking ends up getting the knock on to Purdy there. Alo ended up getting the knock. So we saw 3 different players from Team Liquid. LFP1, he ends up going down to Luke 12. So now Mira has lost 2. Quan goes for the nade, gets the flush onto Purdy, the knock onto Sparking. And this has turned way bloodier than I thought it was going to be. Luke 12, he's going to dodge around into a different building. Quan down below. He ends up in the Molotov. He's going to go down to that. Luke 12 going to close the door as the other player going to be making his way over here. He's going to hop out the window and go down to the first floor. Alo, he goes down to Fauna. Luke 12 still just trying to hold the first floor. Waiting. Where does Fauna go? How does he play it? He spots out his teammate, trying to open up the doorway for him. Spark and Alo both going to be peeking the same window, trying to go for the shots onto him, and Alo finds the headshot, and Mira gets eliminated. First team out of match number 2. And it is Team Liquid picking up 4 kills with 3 left alive. So overall, not a bad trade. Anytime you wipe out 4 for the price of 1, you're not going to complain too much. It's just a little unfortunate that it couldn't be a clean sweep, especially there. Losing one because of the team knock, it is a little bit difficult to stare down a hallway with 3 players, though. So it is completely understandable. Sam Crow rotating by Rezav. Pull up this week. But after match number 1, Team Liquid, they're already halfway to the safe spot, obviously. They're not really a team we concern ourselves being safe or not. It's usually whether they're going to take first place or not. As Sam Crow, he was over here alone as Rezav pulled up as a 3-man, and he's just going to dip on out of there and go towards the rest of his team to safety. He's just going to make sure to avoid the bullets from Martin, who does connect with at least one. But he is going to make it into the compound. No harm, no foul. Meanwhile, second place goes to Nzeke team, who have 10 points. Mira in 55, both with 8 points apiece. We look towards the bottom of our leaderboard. Only one team has 0 points after the first match, and it is Luminosity. Not quite the team that you expect to be on 0 points after one match. Right above them is 4-0, and in 14th place with only 2 points, El Kadzia. 2 teams that obviously aren't going to stay in the bottom of the leaderboard, but nonetheless, surprising to see they're even after one match. They are down at the relegation spot. How long will it last? Probably not very. As shots from Anzera get the knock onto Conf, and the quick follow-up. As Alo, he gets a couple of shots towards Anzera, and he may have to rethink his position just a little bit. After picking up a free kill there onto Conf, Fairy Tail losing one in the early stages. A bunch of teams that still have to rotate into zone. We have at least 4 that have to rotate in. El Kadzia, they're on the edge. They're kind of waiting for any teams to rotate past them, but all of them are deciding to go up towards the north instead of rotating through that position. So as much as they had a great camp all prepared and set up, there's just no one going that way. So let's see. Amigos, Pure RNG, Dream One, Empire, Yin Yang all have at least 4 points, so they are on par to be making it through and staying into Division 1 currently. The rest of the teams, the ones that are going to be fighting for survival. But I mean, it's way too early to talk about that. That's just the current outlook. Cerro, Finno, they only got themselves 2 points in the last match, 2 placement points, as they are slowly rotating their way into zone. They got taken down by Mira in the last match, before Mira ended up getting it taken down by Dream 1 in that end circle. Looks like in Nzeke team, they're making their way up on top of Everest, trying to chill out, have some fun being able to see the entire lobby, get some shots onto the entire lobby. We got 20 seconds until this next zone is going to push, and it looks like Vinny is actually down below Everest, maybe trying to eye a spot that they can take. Maybe if Akim gets knocked, going to be there for a quick flush. Akim, he's still sticking around for right now. Shots go towards Viddy. They don't connect with anything. His vehicle right down below him. He's ready to drop into that and get out of there if he needs to, and it looks like now he's going to, as we have a northern hard shift with that one. So Griffith going to be going right back towards Ackerman. Akim going to be coming alongside. And They may group up. No, Griffith gonna go a little bit farther, and he's gonna play the hillside, it looks like. Akim coming back over in Zeke team. They saw Fairy Tale kind of leave this spot, so they're thinking about putting a player or two down towards the hard cover. As it looks like Selfish going to be the one that really hard crashes onto it. Griffith and Akim, they're playing the hillside down below, but they do want to peek toward this. They want to see if they can find anything. They have to be careful, though, because up on Mount Everest, they did leave one behind to anchor for them, so they'll be able to get some angles and shots onto this. Vinny ends up getting the knock onto Akim, and now Griffith gonna have to try and prep some smoke immediately. The nade is there, the flush is there. Griffith, you're gonna have to get out of here, as more nades flow over in Zeke team. They want to clear this out. They want to take this spot fully. Ackerman at the compound, gonna give covering fire. Griffith gonna hop in the vehicle, gonna drive away in Zeke team. It looks like Selfish may think about pushing out, but nah, they're gonna go back to the compound. They're gonna stick to their hard cover and try and control their angles. With this straight hard shift, we do see Empire in Boatyard alongside Yin Yang. Pure RNG there in Razak. Split between Razak and down to the south, and there's actually Alkadzia in between. Shinboy spotted out by Kane. Maybe able to sneak in behind. Japa and Yakuz kind of separated out. Shinboy gonna be in a very dangerous position if Kane can find the angle onto him, but if Shinboy makes it into the warehouse, no, he's gonna go around into the warehouse. Honestly, I don't know if it's more dangerous or better. Kane ends up getting the knock onto Shinboy. Maybe into the warehouse would have been better, as the flush gonna come out. Empire loses one, and it's down into a 3v3. With the rest of Empire a little bit more grouped up than Yin Yang, who are more spread out, ready for any angles. Players may be coming from Japa, get some shots towards Michael and Empire. They're going to rotate back. Japa does end up getting the flush onto Michael. The shots coming through from Poonage, but the nade lands right on top of Michael. And Empire down to 2. Wookie and Poonage. As Wookie gets double headshot by Japa. And now Poonage, the last remaining member, up against Yin Yang. The spray coming through from Yakuz. Yakuz goes down. He tried to go for the flush, but Kane was there for the trade. And Poonage goes down. Empire down in 15th. Unfortunate exit from them, but they did get 6 in the first match. So if they have an okay next match, they should be right back on track. Ooh, Luminosity. They're making their rotate through Systematicos, and they are getting sprayed down. 1 kill for them means 1 point so far across the 2 matches, and they do survive the gauntlet of Systematicos, and they pull up right below Fairy Tale. Griffith, he's trying to poke his head over, trying to see if he can spot anything out. He has 2 nades to go fishing with. Does he want to use them? Snakers on the tree. The smoke wasn't spotted out by Griffith. Doesn't look like it is. And Luminosity, they move a little bit, but not a ton. Because Alkadzia, they go right through Systematicos, and they do damage. They trade Nox, Cowboys, and Cardi, the 2 that remain, and it looks like they're going to go for the secret room, and Zera taken down by Bizzler. The flush going to come out here shortly, and there it is. And Alkadzia, they're going to be hiding here. Amigos pulling up onto 55. And it's 12 IG with the opening knock onto Tiny, Psycho, and Karak. Looks like they lost the player and they're just going to back off. They're like, well, unfortunately, I don't really think that we're going to be able to get any covering fire onto them. They're going to play a better position inside his zone, try and gatekeep Amigos. So, prepping a nade, throwing it up and over, does some good damage towards Kane. Joppa in the back. Connects with a bullet onto So, but it doesn't find any more than that. Kane, Yakuz. What are they going to be able to do? More shots coming out, and it's good shots onto Kraz, and the knock comes out from Joppa. They do find one, and that's going to be 5 kills for Yin Yang. As, wow, we have a very open zone with this next zone. Fairy Tale Griffith ends up getting a knock onto Gats and Snakers. This Griffith, he's out of nades, has no more to work with. Nade does come up and over. Sparking actually getting shots. It looks like El Kadzia gonna do some damage towards Luminosity, and Ackerman does spot them out. So we may be able to get some shots. Doesn't look like any of them going to connect. El Kadzia, they have a spot in zone, but it's certainly not the most comfortable. A couple of nades and down they would go. Meanwhile, Team Liquid going to be loving their position. We have a 2-1 split going on right now. Luke 12 with a little bit of the off angle. As so many teams are lined up right here on the eastern edge of the zone. Systematicos, Yin Yang, Serral, Finno, Razav further to the north. Then you have 55 and Amigos further to the south. But Yin Yang, they're still alive as a 3-man right next to Systematicos. Both teams still have a little bit more work to do to get into the zone. Razav going to be making their way down as pure RNG. It looks like they're going to pull up onto Dream 1. Peeks in, gets the knock onto Valiate. Spectro and IQ going for the shot. Spectro goes down. IQ, he's in there, but he goes down after getting the knock onto Flamescur. In Dream 1, they get knocked once, and then they continue on. Systematicos, Razav, and Yin Yang all starting to trade players. Martin gonna go for the insta-res onto Laucha as Systematicos pays more attention to Yin Yang. Amigos getting long-range shots down onto them. Yakuz, the last one left, and now 55 gonna be pushing onto Amigos. Is Brennan still alive for Serral? Finno right in front of the Amigos. More nades coming through. Crack, does he find anything with that one? No. No, Sam Crow, he almost goes down to a good spray from 12 IG. Sam Crow and him gonna be waiting just on the inside. Good nade from Psycho, takes down one. The barrel takes down another. Lopez and DNL, the last one's left, and down they go. Amigos eliminated by 55. Systematicos, they go down to Razav. Yin Yang already eliminated from this fight. Ackerman trying to deal with him. Zeke team closes off the door, but he goes down to Andrew. We're down to 8 teams remaining as every single team scrapping on the edge of this zone. Is it's just field that they can play besides that. It is the edge of zone, field, and then the compound for nothing, and Team Liquid have. As Snakers, he ends up getting the knock onto Selfish. Andrew gets the trade onto Snakers. And Zeke team, they're going to turn around and try and take this fight. Ernzir gets the knock onto Voxic. Now Gatsy takes down Vinny Bisler, the last one that's going to be up and moving the flush on to Vinny. And now Team Liquid getting shots onto Luminosity. As Bisler, he hops in the vehicle, just tries to move. Where is he going to go? Looks like he's going to go for the rock. It's not even in the zone, but at least it's in front of everyone else. But Liquid, they may have an angle. He can just barely hide behind the vehicle. Sam Crow pulling up into the previous spot. Cowboy, he's made his way down into the fields, probably hiding behind a hay bale. Dream 1, they're going to be making their way over towards Team Liquid. Good shots from Sparking there onto Flamescur. As more shots ring out, Team Liquid turning their attention, just trying to completely deny Dream 1 the opportunity to make it into the next zone. Jibs does take one bullet. Trell trying to get it between the windows of the vehicles. You're gonna hop in the vehicle, should be able to make it right over to Sparking and Halo. Or he might even go for a little bit of an off angle, which looks like may happen. As Dream 1, they're all stacked up right here, but they got to make their way forward. I don't know if that's in zone 1 nade. If someone had a mortar right now, how beautiful that would be. Oh, Luke 12, he does spot him. He sees them, the shots going out onto Jibs. One connects onto another player. And Dream 1, how much longer are they going to chill there? Peeks in. They're all surviving for right now. Luke 12 back to the other compound. Cowboy, the only one left for Alkazi, and he's gonna love that zone. 4-0. They have so much work to do. Dream 1, they have a player knocked. Oh, and here comes the nade rush forward. One nade goes out, and it gets a knock onto Hansi. Now the Molotov gonna be prepped. It doesn't get thrown by Sparking. As return nades coming out, Luke 12 still just trying to find the angle. How much longer can the smokes work out for Dream 1? How many smokes do they have left is the real question, because they've had to go through so many. Cowboy ends up going down to Selfish, and that's an unfortunate loss there, being spotted out in the middle of the field, because he was in zone. He was in an okay spot. He just had to avoid the prying eyes of all the teams that needed to move. Unfortunately, not able to. Sparking dodges out of the way. Dream 1, their vehicles can't have much health left after the nades that have come through, but it looks like they are gonna hop in the vehicle to go down already. The shots coming through from Sparking. He finds a third. One player remains. Jibs down below Sparking. And they're not gonna want to mess around with this. They're gonna want to try and take him all together to make sure that they don't lose one here. As they get ready to clear, they do clear one side of the building. He's inside the building. It looks like Team Liquid aware of it now. 9 kills so far in this one. The stun gonna be going forward. Stun goes the other way too. Both teams gonna be completely blinded. Alo goes in. He goes for the shots. He's blind, and Luke 12 comes through to finish off Jibs. Dream 1 eliminated in 5th place. We're down to our top 4. 55 Team Liquid, 4-0 in Zeke team. Selfish trying to put some hurt towards 4-0, but he ends up going down to Gmo. We're already down to 3. As now the shots come through from Sam Crow. He's not in the zone, though. He's going to have to make his way forward. His vehicle trying to do a kickflip there for a second. And down he goes to Sparking as Team Liquid picking up even more Psycho. Just laying down below the vehicle. Team Liquid raining hellfire upon the fields. The vehicle about to blow. And there it goes. So you just hear the SLR ringing true. The vehicle blows up, and Luke 12 gets the kill onto Psycho, and now it's going to be 4-0 up against Team Liquid 3v2. Neither team inside the zone, both about the same amount of work to do, but the covering fire from a couple of members from Liquid could allow the other one to make it into the zone harmlessly. The same could not be said for nothing. Oh, good headshot there onto Gmo. Arthur just hiding behind the vehicle. It's gonna blow up here soon, you would imagine. With the amount of bullets, there we go. It is gonna get ready to blow up, and the shots from Halo get the knock, and there's only one player left. Surely, Team Liquid gonna try and finish this off. Luke 12 just gonna go for the drive-by mini. Good couple of shots into Gmo. One more, and it could be there, and there it is. Team Liquid starting this off with back-to-back chicken dinners. 10 kills in the first match, 14 kills in the second. And 55 Esports, 11 kills there in third place, had a phenomenal match of their own. But that is how we end match number 2. And we'll get ready after a quick little break for match number 3. Here we go, match number 3. Underway. As are we going to see a continuance of the pure domination that has been Liquid so far after 2 matches? 44 points. 2 matches. 44 points. Second place behind them is 24 points. Less than what they got in a single match. 24 points for 55 Esports. Third place is in Zeke team with 18. Fourth place is Dream 1 with 13. And we hop down and check on Luminosity, who made it up 6 spots. They have 6 points now. They're in 10th place, doing much better after what was their first match with 0 points. And everyone has points now. Hooray. El Kadzia, still in 14th with 4 points. They haven't changed their position at all. They did get a couple of placement points in the last match. Good for them. Anything else really happen? I mean, 4-0. They had a phenomenal game. They jumped up 10 spots, up into 5th place with 11 points. So right now, Team Liquid is killing everyone, and 55 is mopping up whoever they don't kill. And that's about it. That's what's happening. That's literally it. No one else is really doing anything yet. People have some kills here and there. People have some placement points here and there, and that's how they have like 10 points. A few placement points, a few kills, but nothing else. It's literally just Team Liquid killing everyone, and 55 mopping up whoever they don't kill. And in Zeke team surviving. That's our top 3 right now. Wow, what a zone. Way west. Are we gonna see a Hoppo ending? Could be interesting. There is a glider over there towards Hoppo. We'll have to see if anyone decides to pick that up. Sam Crow, he hops in his vehicle because he hears the members of Pure RNG rotating by. They're not actually stopping at that compound, so Sam Crow gonna go forward. It looks like he's gonna try and meet up with Psycho, prevent Pure RNG from stopping here, but it's not gonna stop them. Valiate crashes right in here. Psycho and Sam Crow, the only ones here. IQ takes down Sam Crow. Psycho gets the knock onto Penta in return. And Penta, he's going to be in a spot where I don't think Pure RNG are going to be able to make it over to him in time. No, Psycho's actually going for the shots onto the rest of Pure RNG. IQ dodges away from the bullets, the nade to try and get the flush. Tiny coming up on the other side. Spectro making his way forward. The smoke goes forward. And Tiny ends up getting the knock onto Spectro. And that's the second player knocked for Pure RNG. Almost sprayed down and taken down by Psycho. Now Pure RNG really going to have to try and make something happen if they want to get the reses off. Or are they just going to try and take the fight at this point? You would imagine that at this rate, one of these teams is going to be the first to fall in our third match of the day. But we'll have to see. IQ Valiate can still very much put in some work, but 55 have been proven why they are 55 now. Valley, a good shot onto Psycho, but not able to follow it up with the second to get the knock. It's Karak gonna prep the nade, throw it forward. It explodes a little bit early, a little bit farther to the right. Maybe what was needed. He should probably go for a reload. 15 bullets, definitely enough to get the knock onto one, but there we go. Tiny gets the opening onto IQ. Karak has more than enough to take care of Valiate. The question is, does he want to risk it? He's going to throw a stun forward before going anywhere. Throw another stun, and then hop up and over. You're going to have to try and find him. The nade's going forward. As, there we go, Psycho spots him out, takes him down, and pure RNG. The first to fall in the recliner compound. Fairy Tale, Luminosity are chilling right on the eastern edge of the zone. Doesn't look like anything is going to happen, though. They're both going to go on their merry way. El Kadzia gonna be near Palace. I don't know if Cardi is DIY, you know? Because I feel like El Kadzia kind of playing similar to how they played when they had Jam as a stand-in. So I'm not actually sure. Doubt besets me as it looks like Luminosity and Fairy Tale are going to end up fighting here. Conf getting shot at by Snakers, takes a headshot, but he does still survive. Akim goes down to Bisler. Griffith, Conf, looks like they may actually try and crash back in onto this one. Gat's going to get the flush. Voxic going to be looking overhead. As no, now Ackerman gonna get out of here as well. Probably a good decision. Rezav was coming in from the eastern side. Could have ended up backfilling and turning this into a third party. As 55 getting shot at by Team Liquid. They're looking to possibly take closer to the center of zone away from 55 if they can. Psycho, good shot there onto Sparking. How's everyone's day going, though? I feel like I wanted to be able to get a co-caster in here, have a little bit more chill of a time, relax and have some fun. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find one. I don't know if I'm just not asking. You're pooped. That's unfortunate. Being pooped is no fun. I'm a little pooped, not super. Work was not busy for me today. So I kind of like just rested at work. Well, just sitting in the chair waiting for stuff to happen. Good shot there from Kane. Can he follow it up with any more? The tire's surely going to be popped. A little bit less for the players from Dream 1. Pooped. How was work for you, Empire? Was it busy? Was it crazy? You said really busy work week for you, but that was last week. So, how's the start of this week? Smirzera, they're on their rotate. They want to try and get some shots onto Dream 1 from behind. Flameskirt takes a headshot. Smirzera, they're going to continue about their rotate. Fauna sets it up so he can try and go for some shots onto Flameskirt, and Quan from the other side gets the knock. Fauna going to be able to turn around and try and get the flush, and that's going to be at least 1 point going Mira's way. They are at 9 points so far. Not doing too bad for themselves. shots go out towards Peakson, and now Mira. They third-partied Dream 1, and now they're getting third-partied by the Amigos, as Mira pulling up towards 12IG and DNL. LFP1 kind of around. He's behind them now, and he's going for a spray onto 12IG. The bullets don't connect. Now Fauna going to be in front of the members of Amigos, getting shot at, as apparently we're just having Mad Max-style combat here to start this match, as Phase 1 is coming to a close, and DNL making his way forward. He's going to be going right towards Fakeson. As Fakeson, he's spun out, he's going for the shots onto DNL, but DNL gets the knock onto Fakeson. Now it's going to be Quan. Quan takes down DNL, so the trades are coming through. Quan trying to prep the smoke, get it ready, but he's got to get the reload here. And Yin Yang, they hear all the fighting between these teams. LFP1 getting driven by 12IG, but he goes down. LFP1 does get the knock, gets the flush, and Amigos, they're down to a 2-man. Well, Mira has been able to stay up as a 4-man. Lopez going forward. 1 does fall. 3 fall! As Japa has a little bit to say, gets a shot onto Fauna, but that is 3 falling like dominoes for Mira. Now Dream 1, they're back up on the hillside trying to spring more fire onto the Amigos. Lopez, he takes a couple of shots from both teams, but he's able to survive, continue on. Vapesker trying to get some shots over as his vehicle coasts forward. Smirzera, he's up in the glider, taking some damage from Alcadzia. So pretty much you tried to have a nice relaxing day in the garden, and instead broke the overflow line, and it was a mess just trying to get it fixed and back to the way it was. And then I finally got it fixed, hopefully. Did you finally get it fixed? As Smirzera, the glider, finally getting taken down. He's just gonna have to coast his way onto the ground. Yeah. Sounds like what should have been a nice relaxing day working on the garden ended up turning into an absolute catastrophe. Cowboy, he's getting out of there, but shots coming through from Nzeke team, he just pulls up and stops. Broke! I appreciate the raid. Thank you very much. How was your wonderful stream? How's your day going? I know I stopped by your Discord a little bit earlier. Shots coming through. Brennan takes down Rello and Alcadzia. They have a 1-1-1-1-1-1 split, and they get punished for it. They are just so split, as Cowboy, he gets the knock and flush onto Andrew. He's in a 1v4 of his own. He's going to be trying to heal up as the nades go up and over. He does get a heal, but he's pincered from both sides. Selfish gets the knock onto Cowboy. Cardi is there in the background. He's going to be trying to get some util, some nades over towards him, but in return, Nzeke team going for some shots, and Cardi barely surviving, goes down to the blue zone, and there goes Alcadzia. And then it's gonna be Dream 1 fighting Systematicos. Learn does get knocked. Ribeiro going around the side, almost gets sprayed down by Hansi, but Lawson finds the shots. Jibs, now he's gonna try and go for the drive-by. Doesn't find anything yet, and he's just going to pull up on the side of the hill. Lawson going to retreat back to the rock to make sure he has decent cover to work with. Peakson going to be in the compound, and Zero finds the shots onto him. Jibs, the last one that remains, spotted out by Ribeiro. The nades coming up and over, don't do any damage. As Lawson, he's got to make his way all the way over here to try and get the res on to learn as the zone is starting to come in. Finno. They are at 3 points after our first 2 matches. They've dropped 3 points going into this match. Fairy Tale, they're the team in last place with 2 points. And they are down to just Conf. Mira down to LFP1. Both players on the same side of the zone. So that might end up turning into a 1v1, but in Zeke team, they are pulling up right onto the edge of all the fields. 55 going to be in front of them. Psycho and Tiny. Tiny was spotted out. Psycho maybe not. Oh, earn Zera. How I love to see you pulling out the mortar. That's going to go straight towards Tiny. The mortar comes out. Does it land on the rock? It goes a little bit far. Hopefully he pulled it in for the next one. No, he went farther for the next one. He needs to pull it in by a couple of ticks. Is that mortar gonna land good? No, it went farther to the right. He had it lined up perfectly. He just needed to bring it closer. Oh, that is so unfortunate that he ends up moving it, and it doesn't quite do the damage that we want to see on Tiny. Oh, Systematicos. Luminosity right on top of each other. Snakers. He finds one, turns around, finds a second. Can he get the third? No, he ends up going down. Gets taken down. Voxic does get the Panzer onto Lawson, but it gets Gats as well. Unfortunate there for Luminosity, losing 2. So we have 10 teams left in this one. 2 more teams before we've lost half our lobby. So now it's in Zeke's team turn to try and make it into zone. Tiny, he's there, but he goes down to the shots from Selfish. Vinny was up close. Selfish with a good anchor position, and now Psycho, he's gonna have to make his way forward. More mortars going off. Psycho was ready for when that smoke cleared. Now he's gonna try and get some shots onto Selfish and Vinny. I don't know why I'm yawning. Well, I know why I'm yawning so much. I woke up like 10 times last night and did not get good sleep. But what the heck is all I gotta say about it. Oh, good double headshot there from Psycho. And now he might be able to make a push forward towards Vinny. It looks like that's exactly what he's gonna do. Earn Zera did end up getting picked up. He's gonna throw down some cover. So Selfish gonna get flushed out there. That way he can't keep on giving away info. Psycho gonna slowly make his way forward now. The emergency cover did do some good work. The nade does great work to bring Psycho down to about half. More emergency cover coming out. And he spots out Vinny. He takes a headshot, but he gives one in return. Earned Zera with the nade to take him down. In Zeke team, they have to make it a little bit further forward. Cyril Finno taking some shots from Mira. Razav going to be fighting up against Team Liquid. Martin goes down, getting flushed from behind by Mira. Zeke team on the move. As Team Liquid gonna fight the side of this hillside. They see exactly where in Zeke team stops. Tires gonna get popped very quickly by Team Liquid. Now we're gonna see this next zone. Empire gonna be in a beautiful spot with that hard cover. Another team was in the center there. I didn't quite see who that was in time. It's just the last remaining player from Mira. Well, it was Yin Yang that stole the kill on this hillside on Razav. Because I really need you to change your tag, I guess, if you're going to be playing for Yin Yang. You're confusing me with the whole Mira thing. Fisher looks like he's just going to back off, and it's good timing that he did as the nades were coming over from Team Liquid. Laucha going to have to turn his attention, try and give some covering fire. As it looks like Razav just retreating right to the edge of the zone. Cyril Finno gonna have to rotate away from here. Yes, he's gonna leave the folded shields behind. Questionable decision. Don't run over your teammate in this situation. That would not be good. Brennan, I feel like, has a decent dip to play there if he wants to. But the rest of Cyril Finno kind of rotating farther away. Brennan gonna grab the vehicle, bring it a little bit further in. Luminosity, they're still alive on the edge of zone as a two-man. Not in a comfortable spot, but certainly in a spot that they can play. So now we're gonna see 4-0 kind of spreading out on this, southwestern side of the zone. Meanwhile, you have Cyril Finno on the north. Yin Yang, they lose one to Team Liquid. Japa goes down. Trisk gonna try and make his way up the hillside next. Takes a headshot immediately from Sparking, who's now gonna try and find more shots. He can't find anything else. Did we just see Poonage? I don't know what happened to Poonage there all the way out in the play zone, but something had to have happened for that to become a thing. Fisher goes down to the shots from Luke 12. Trisk goes down to Wookie. Poonage must have, disconnected or something there, because Michael and Wookie have had this compound for a good little while. So it's an unfortunate loss there from one of the members of Empire. But they still have some hard cover. They have 6th place right now. And they have at least 1 kill. Team Liquid, they're making their way forward. Oh, they spot Luminosity. These nades are going to go forward. They're going to do the damage. And there they go. Luminosity spotted out and taken out. Team Liquid, 7 kills. I don't know what's going on with them right now, but honestly, they're kind of on pace to just take match number 3 as well. Luke 12, he gets a knock onto Wookie, gets the flush as well, and now Michael going to be the only one left. Unfortunate there. Wookie maybe overextending a little bit outside of the compound. Meanwhile, Michael was holding it down. They did have to make it into the next zone, and they were going to have to try and take a fight somewhere. As it looks like Cyril Finno gonna group up and try and keep this corner as their corner. Now, Brennan goes a little bit further. He does have a spot that he can play on that ridge side. So we have 5 teams alive, and only one of them has all 4 players, that being Team Liquid. We have 2 solos and 2 3-mans to go alongside them. Honestly, if you just put one of the solos onto each of the 3-mans, we have 3 full teams. Zello spotted out. He's going to go down to blue zone. Not the shot, though. No, he barely got that first aid kit off in time. More shots coming through from Brennan. He just needs to hit another shot. But he doesn't find it yet, Cyril Finno. There we go. Now he does. Zello goes down. The flush should come through here. And there we go. Finally comes through. Brennan with the 2nd kill. Cyril Finno 2 kills and a 5th place so far. Not too bad from them. They only had 3 points so far. So they've been able to at least match how many points they've gotten in the first 2 in this game here. Wow. That is a lot of crates that Luminosity can kind of just take if they want. Oh, Michael sneaking up along the hillside. Luke 12 gets a shot on to yes. But Michael, he may be able to sneak in there if he stops getting shot at by so many of the other teams. Party takes down LFP1 in the center. And now we are down to our top 4 teams. Michael alone on Team Empire. 2-man, 4-0. 3-man, Serel, Finno, and a 4-man of Team Liquid. So the question is, how long are these teams going to be able to survive for? What are they going to be able to do? Michael sneaking his way back down. It looks like he might be aiming for that rock. I think it should just barely be in the zone, but no. He decides against it, goes back. He has a little bit of a dip. He might be able to make work. He does spot out Arthur. As soon as he shoots, though, oh, the shot's not connecting. He does connect with him. Now he does get the knock onto Arthur. Brennan might make his way forward and steal that kill right away, and he does. So now Michael gonna have to try and take care of Flavin down below him. As Team Liquid, they have the center of zone now, and they are gonna try and have 3 wins in a row. It shouldn't be too difficult for them as they've pushed everyone else really onto the edges of the zone. Sarah Alfino, a 3-man, if they can take down and get a flush onto at least 1, then they're going to be in a pretty good position. Flavin just on his belly next to his vehicle. Michael trying to spot something out, trying to figure out where he might be able to go, where he can cause some trouble. And maybe the best bet would be to just try and go for a drive-by with the P90 onto Flavin. There's not a spot in zone that he can really work with. But he does try and go for it. He finds a rock. He stops on a rock. I don't think Team Liquid is going to allow that to happen for very long. Halo, Luke 12. No sparking with a double headshot onto Michael. And down he goes. Flavin takes 3rd place as he's snuck forward towards another rock. Sparking may have seen him as he dropped down. And it's Luke 12 with another 4 kills. He is just dominating. Alo hops on the rock. Just has to not get knocked by Sarah Finno. The vehicle gonna blow up here in a second, I think. Thought I heard it pop like it was going to. Now it slows down for a second as we just have to wait for this ridge for Sarah Finno to be out of contention, and it should just be up to Team Liquid to farm it after that. Kraz does see Alo try and goes for the shots. Not connecting. Alo not even shooting back right now. Oh, Brennan, he's spotted out the shots going through. He goes down below the ridge. Alo not able to spot him anymore. Flavin on the other side of the rock. Could end up with a fight against Brennan. Yes, he peeked up and over. The shots coming through. Not gonna do too much damage. Purdy sneaking around. Purdy gets the knock onto yes. Gets the flush, and Team Liquid, they're starting to stretch out and just slowly pick apart these teams one by one. Kraz and Brennan gonna be the next to fall as Flavin goes down to the nade from Brennan, who's picked up 4 kills in this match in a 2nd place. And, I mean, they keep that up, they will stay in Division 1 for the following week. But it's all gonna be about the consistency for Sarah Alfino, as Team Liquid just gonna be able to constrict these players here. Sparking just completely around the rock side, puts the nade right on top of Brennan, but it's Purdy with the P90 to take down Brennan. Kraz, the only player that remains. And he's spotted out. He goes for the shots. He actually gets the knock onto Luke 12. But Alo, he's right there with another P90 to take him down. And it's Team Liquid. 3 games, 3 wins, and 13 kills in this match. Absolute insanity from them. They're going for 100 points in day number 1. And we'll see if they can make it happen. But we're going to go to a quick break now before we get ready for match number 4. Alright, if you're just tuning in, what you saw right before we swapped over to this screen was Team Liquid with 3 wins. That's accurate. They have won all 3 matches so far today. They're absolutely dominating. There's no question about it. It's crazy what they're able to do. Are my ads running right now? I'm so confused. Why does it say my ads are running right now? They shouldn't be. They should have run before. Yeah, ignore the numbers. But either way, Smirzera League off to a banging start for Team Liquid. 67 points in 3 matches. They are dominating first place, as it looks like Team Liquid going to be dropping in right next to 55. Psycho gets the knock onto Snakers, and that's 1 down for Luminosity. We're taking an early first knock. But yeah, Team Liquid, first place, 67 points. Second place is 55 and 20 with 29 points. Well, Gats just went down to Sam Crow. So that's a second player down. Hut, Drop, City, Luminosity, they have made their way back up into the top 8. They're at 15 points right now, and they're going up against 55. The team that we were just talking about being in second place, Voxic, he has a Tommy gun. That thing can do some good work. Tommy guns are pretty strong at close range. Don't even really need to aim down sights that much. But it's going to be up against a shotgun. That could get dangerous. Karak, he's trying to make sure to clear out this player. He's going to go with the shotgun. Goes for the shots, but Voxic, he gets the knock. He gets the flush. He gets the reload. And it's back down into a 3v3 between 55 and Tiny. He has a Panzer, and that Panzer does good work against Voxic. Shotgun versus Tommy gun. The Tommy gun wins. Tommy gun versus Panzer, and the Panzer comes out on top. It's a little bit of rock, paper, scissors there, because we've seen shotguns beat the Panzer before, and the Tommy gun beat the shotgun, but the Panzer beats the Tommy gun. So, it's clearly a good old match of shotgun, Tommy gun, Panzer. As 55, they're getting ready to move on to this. They want to take care of Luminosity if they can. They don't want them here any longer. They want them out and gone. Snakers down here ready for the push against Tiny, who just opens up the doorway and goes around. Headshot onto Sam Crow. And now the shotgun coming from the other direction. Sam Crow, he's still there. Snakers trying to edge the door. Goes for the jump shot. Closes the door. He's stunned now. The door gets opened back up. Sam Crow, he's there. He's waiting through the doorway. And Snakers, he jumped back to the other side. And he wasn't known about. He does go down to the shots from Tiny. But Bizzler, he finds the MP5 onto Tiny. And now it's Psycho versus Bizzler. Psycho gonna prep the nade. Door open, door closed, door open, door closed. Which way is it gonna go? The nade goes out towards Sam Crow. The res coming out onto Snakers. Psycho gonna go for the res onto Tiny. These reses will be traded. Who will push? As Luminosity, they're gonna try and make something happen right away. The stun goes out around the corner. Tiny gonna be holding. The Psycho gets the res onto the other, and it's going to be back into a 3v2, and it's going to be straight back into a waiting game. Because I want to talk more about the leaderboard, but Snakers, he gets the knock onto Tiny. Sam Crow survives, but not for long. He goes down, and it's the drop, but Psycho hits the shots to finish off Bizzler. And we went way down to the south, so another non-test track game. That makes 3 in a row for Smirzera League to not have test track games. More about the leaderboard that I wanted to talk about, though. Serel Finno jumping up 7 spots with their last match, 13 points, 8th place. And then Yin Yang, they dropped 4 spots down to 11th. They are at 12 points. So only 1 outside the 8th place position. Our leaderboard from 4th place down to 13th is separated by 10 points. That's crazy. First place, or 4th place down to 16th is only separated by 17 points. And that's 1 match. That's been proven by Team Liquid that it's only 1 match. Just realized that. So, we're going to have to see how teams are going to be able to play that. What's going to be able to happen. And if Team Liquid is going to continue to soak up points at the top of the leaderboard. I mean, if they just finish out the day like they've been playing so far, I don't think they even have to play tomorrow. And they still might end up getting 1st place. That's how crazy they are playing right now. El Kadzia, though. They're in 15th place right now. 15th. That's crazy. That's unusual. That's not what you expect. I also think that this is definitely a stand-in for our DIY. I don't think it's DIY. Otherwise, I don't think they'd be in 15th place right now. Maybe they still would. Who knows? Rezav, Fisher, pulling up on the hillside, and from the side, he's going to be shot, and knocked by Kraz. I almost thought he didn't get the knock. Systematico is getting knocked onto Laucha, so Systematico is somewhere in this fight. On top of the 2 from Serel Finno. And Rezav, they lose 2 early on. They are also down in the relegation zone currently after 3 matches. And they're going to want to try and avoid that. Who else thinks I need a 4th monitor? I feel like a 4th monitor, maybe even a 5th one would be great. What do you guys think? Hang one off the wall, hang one off the ceiling. Could be interesting. Empire, they're all the way down to the south. I don't know. Yeah, you can't go much farther south than where Michael is. Then you have Punage a little bit farther north with some high ground. Empire with a pretty good split right there. Fairy Tale, oh, Griffith, you're going right towards Fakes in. He's going to get some shots, take you down to about half, and now you're going to turn, and it's going to be right into Quan, who's going to go for some shots. And you know who you're going to go into now? Right into Fauna. His Fauna takes him out. One after another. Just a wave defense there by Mira. Oh, Team Liquid. Looks like they got the knock onto Valley 8. And Team Liquid is not the team that you want to run into. But they have lost Sparking. So this is going differently than all the other games so far. Because they've lost a player. Spectro, he's pulling up on the hill, but he's got to be careful, because Luke 12, he's over here. And he could sneak right up onto him as Valley 8, he's been picked up and put in the vehicle to try and be driven away. Oh, Spectro, you had one tire popped, you got to hop into the vehicle, try and make something happen. You could hear Luke 12's vehicle, too, and now you might be a little bit more like, oh my god, there was people way closer than I was expecting. We hear the reverb smoke going off. And we pull even farther down south towards Hungshan, Tinlong Garden, and Empire. They have a decent spread in some compounds around here. They just have to be careful not to get caught out. Because I feel like they've been losing people early and just don't have the numbers in the late game. So we'll have to see if that's going to change with the solid positioning that they have currently. Dream 1, they have some positioning. They might be able to get a little bit of a bridge camp going on. Not really a lot of teams over there to bridge camp, but it could happen. Mira, they're pulling up towards where Rezav is. We hop over to Fairy Tale on their drive into the zone. It's going to be right behind Yin Yang as Ackerman gets completely stonewalled by those bamboo. So the rest of Fairy Tale going to rotate around. Unfortunate games, really, so far for Fairy Tale. Not quite the way we normally see them. We've seen them kind of towards the top of the leaderboard sometimes. But so far, after 3 matches, they aren't even at a point a match. They're only at 2 points. So we'll have to see if maybe this match is going to turn out differently. They might be able to turn it around, get some kills, and make something happen. Phase 2 is starting to converge. Fairy Tale, they find a centralized position. It may not be one with the most cover. As Team Liquid, they're going to pull up, it looks like right on the edge near the bridge. Which may work out for them because they may end up getting a bridge camp going as Kane finds a knock onto A-Kim. Conf taking more damage. But he's going to get the res onto A-Kim. Should be able... I mean, they have a dip. But that's all they have. That's literally all they have. They're going to have to keep their heads down for so long. Their vehicles are going to be gone. Oh my god, that... In the kill feed! Alo goes down. That's at least 2 down for Team Liquid. 2 down for Team Liquid. Will they finally be taken out of a match? Or are they still going to win it as a 2-man? Finally, the raid boss has slowed. Is what it looks like. And Zera. He wanted to come over and get some action here, but it's not going to work out. Fairy Tale, their vehicle about to blow. Vapesker gets a knock onto Con, fake him, and down go the rest. Amigos. Put an end to Fairy Tale. Unfortunate there for Fairy Tale. It's now 55 in the blue zone. Gonna climb the hillsides, and it's gonna be right towards Nzeke team. Andrew gonna get some shots. This is a really, really big hill. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I've ever really been on this hill. It's an interesting spot that I just don't know if I've ever really been around, because I've always been inside Tinlong Garden. I've never dropped further south of it. Al-Qadzia, they're going to be in the middle of this zone, and Zeke team going to be trying to hold out 55. 4-0, they have a compound down to the south. Sarah Finno in on the edge of Tinlong Garden. Zera, he hears Psycho going by, and he's going to hear Tiny and Sam Crow go by afterwards. But they're being smart, and they're making sure that there's no actual angle onto them. Sam Crow, though, might be the first player that could get sprayed down. Oh no, Zera is going to let him pass. Now the shot's gonna come out. Sam Crow goes down. Psycho was brought down low. Tiny on the off angle. Has some shots towards Selfish. He's not finding anything. Vinny does find the knock, and now Cycle, the last one left, he goes down to Andrew. And that's the end of that. 55 out in 13th place. And it is our 3rd place team taking down our 2nd place team. Pure RNG going to be going up against Empire. And Wookie, he goes down to Penta. And it's an unfortunate loss here for Empire. Shinboy is alone. Is the rest of Empire going to come down to support? Or is Shinboy going to be all on his lonesome? And then Empire going to be playing as a 2-man again. Nade goes out towards Spectro. He hits the ground, takes 44 damage. Now the spray comes out. Shinboy does find one, spots out IQ. Goes for the shots, and he goes for the nade right towards him. Good couple of shots to follow it up, and Penta spotted out. Looks like now the rest of Empire are getting here maybe a little bit later than wanted. But they will still be able to take this fight on the edges zone, and the zone isn't going to shift too much, so they can take their time with this. They can really fight this one out if they want to. So I don't know if Shinboy knows that there's a player right down below him. Spectro is going to be picked up by IQ. Penta waiting up against the boxes. Oh, this has turned into a real... Who spots out who first? The shots come out. Michael goes down. Punich goes for the shots. And he doesn't take down Penta. Now he does. Spectro going to be rushing his way over here. Going to be trying to take this fight on. He goes for the nade, but Spectro takes him down. 2 more fall for Empire, and it's back to Shinboy. All on his lonesome, trying to take the shots towards Valley 8. Look like anything's gonna come through from it. Pure RNG taking these fights and taking them well. Empire, unfortunately, may end up going out with 0 points in this match. Good spray takes down IQ. Spectro, he falls, and that's 2 knocked on the side. And Penta, he gets the shot. Shinboy, lucky that door was still there. It blocks all the damage. The stun! What a stun! He goes around the corner and he gets the shots. He takes down Valley 8. What a stun there. And he goes for another. But it looks like Pure RNG gonna try and get back up to a 3-man. Just stalling for time. Shinboy, maybe it'd be a good idea to try and pick up. Oh no, more Molotovs coming out. He's gonna take some damage, but he should be able to get the first aid off. Get back up and going. Another stun goes out, and he walks back into the Molotov because he can't really do much else. Tries to go for the pre-fire. He does find one! And he goes down in the end to IQ. What a valiant effort there by Shinboy to try and hold on for as long as possible before he eventually falls. Pure RNG just kept on chaining the reses. Unfortunately, Shinboy not in a spot to get the flushes. Razav getting a few kills, doing some damage towards Nzeke team. Elkadzia in the middle of the zone. Is Team Liquid still alive, or did they go down at some point? I must have missed it. If they did, the nade goes forward. It looks good. Gets the knock onto Bale. But yes, he takes a shot from Mira as he's trying to make his way into the zone. Quan gets a knock onto Cowboy, and Team Liquid are indeed dead, so we're not going to see 4 in a row by them. Kadzia. They have center position, but it's not like it's super secure. It's just a dip with plenty of spots where they can get shot from. But they are finding knocks onto other teams and defending the position as Hansi gets a knock onto DNL from the shack. The nade goes forward, maybe a little bit too far to the left. Nade's coming out in return, and he goes for another one back in the same exact spot. And that is not where Lopez and DNL are. They're on the other side. But the vehicle does blow up. And Hansi just deciding that the shack is best right now. Not dipping on out of there just yet. Now it looks like he might be ready to. But Cowboy, he's getting some shots onto the other members of Dream 1. Zone slowly closing in. Teams trying to find their way. Pure RNG getting some shots towards for nothing. Spectro going for the spray into the smoke spots out the member of for nothing. Penta gets a knock onto Cowboy. Now going for the shots. Gets a headshot onto one. Roth gets a knock onto Zello. Gets the flush as well. For nothing in a more and more difficult spot as time goes on. Pure RNG, they found a good little spot in zone. A little bit of high ground. Cardi getting shot at in the back. As Mira getting taken down by Serafino. Yes, the last one remaining. The blue zone going forward. Not finding the damage. He's going for the 3x spray, and he finds the 3x spray onto Fakeson. LFP1, he's trying to make his way over here. But one flush already comes out. The other almost done with the blue zone. It's going to be a 1v1 LFP versus yes. But yes, he's going to go down to LFP1. Mira, 3 kills. Should be able to get the res onto Quan. They have a little bit of time, and Dream 1 and Amigo is going to be in a great spot. Spectro ends up going down to Cardi. As El Kadzia, they're just doing more and more damage. Cardi and Roth picking up the kills so far. Rello with the support. So Kadzia have 4. IQ may have an okay spot in zone where Penta is going up to, but he doesn't have a vest to work with. So just a couple of shots, and he could end up going down to SLRs, MKs, and some other ones that hit a little bit harder. We'll have to wait and see. Systematico's 5 kills so far in this one. And, oh, from the side. Almost could have had some shots onto Hansi, but decides not to take the shots yet. Oh, Ribeiro spotted out by Flamescur in the 3 gear, saving his life there. But behind Systematicos is Mira. Ribeiro goes down to Quan. The flush coming out immediately. Lawson in on the very edge of the zone. And Mira, they're going to have to keep on making their way forward, and they're going to have to push through what's going to be Dream 1 looking on to them, and Lawson not going to want to share the edges zone. DNL gets a knock onto Peekson. Nade being prepped, nade being thrown, and blows up a little bit later. Lopez gets the opening knock. The Molotov doing good damage to Quan. Shirley goes down, yet Lopez finds the final shot. DNL ends up going down to Quan, though. So Migos do lose 1. Lopez gonna have to try and push forward if he wants to get the res. Getting shot in the back. And the blue zone alongside. And down go the Amigos. Cardi picks up the kill onto Lopez. Lawson, he's behind Dream 1, and they're not aware of it. Hansi goes down the flush. It does come out. Peekson already over there trying to make his way forward. He has a nade. Gonna throw the nade on the other side of the tree, and Lawson. Holy, is that scary. with that blowing up in his face, but he's going to try and peek around the smoke here, and he's going to try and find peeks in. And it's from behind. Jibs Lankin takes him down. 4 teams remain in Zeke team, Pure RNG, Alcadzia, and Dream 1. Alcadzia, they needed a big match here. They were running a little bit lower, not quite performing up to the standard that we may expect. But in the end, here they are. Right back up into our top 4, and 5 kills to go alongside it. Should shoot them right up the leaderboard. Pure RNG, 9 kills in a top 4 is very, very impressive. Dream 1, meanwhile, sitting on 3 kills, all by Jibs. He's really hitting it home right now. Smirzera ends up getting a knock and flush onto Roth, who had tried to take that spot in the center of the zone. And now Rello is going to go there and replace him. One goes down, a second one goes there. Oh my god. I just realized that my Pokemon game hadn't been working till now. That's crazy. Smirzera, he finally goes down to Penta, and that is going to be Pure RNG. 10 kills. They're trying to play the high ground. The problem is Dream 1 is going to get in their way. Going to be a pest in their side. Rello is going to be center of the current zone. Cardi barely in on the edge, and now we're just going to see it slow down a little bit as these 3 teams kind of wait for other players to peak and to just try and punish the peaks. You guys think ice cream for the next match? In between matches, go grab some ice cream and sit back, relax, and enjoy as IQ and Penta, they ditch the high ground for this position. They see Rello. They're trying to go for the shots, not able to connect on any of them. Cardi, well, getting pinned down by Dream 1, so he's not going to be able to give any supporting fire to Rello. Well, they hear Rello move the vehicle a little bit, as I think Rello has center dot right now. If not, nah, he's a little bit outside of it, but he's definitely the closest to center. Dream 1 gonna have to try and make some sort of move. Cardi, he has the car rolling, and it's going forward, spinning out, and there it goes, but he's in the smoke, so he's still alive. Rello, he takes a headshot there from IQ. Rough one. It's Cardi playing the smoke. The shot's coming through from IQ, not able to find him. Penta. Oh. Put the nade right on it. The Molotov right on it does great damage, and that may be Pure RNG going down. As no Dream 1 coming up and over the hilltop to try and make something happen with it. Penta, he gets naded, but he still survives, able to avoid it. IQ does go down to Cardi. And now it's Dream 1, surely, to be able to take this one. Penta goes down to 2 shots from Flamescur, and Rello, the last one left. Jibs, I don't think, is aware that he's right down below him. Now the shots come through. He finds one. Tries to go for the flush. Does end up getting the flush. And now he moves his way towards Peeksin and Flamescur. He's trying to take the fight to them. Trying to avoid the stuns. Peeksin was just there to the left. And Peeksin finds the angle. Finds the shots. And Dream 1 take the win. But oh my god, what a match from Pure RNG. 12 kills. Dream 1, definitely could use that. They were down in ninth place. They had dropped 5 places after match number 3, but good match there in match number 4, and they're going to be right back up there. So we're going to go to a quick break. I'm going to grab some ice cream. You guys should too if you have any, and we'll be right back for match number 5. Here we go, match number 5, our first Miramar. And some beautiful ice cream to go along with it. So, we'll have to see how this is going to play out, if we're going to have any more hot drops. Because I was gone, I didn't quite see how the leaderboard changed around. Obviously, Team Liquid didn't get any more points, so they're still at 67. 55 and Inzeke team stay in second and third at 33 and 32 apiece. Dream 1 jump up 6 spots into 4th place with 28 points, followed close behind by Pure RNG, jumping up 5 spots with 26 points in 5th place. Meanwhile, you have Systematicos going up 3 more spots, and El Kadzia jumping up 5 spots. They have 18 points now. So those are the teams that went up. Luminosity dropping all the way down to 12th place with 16 points after our first 4 matches. So definitely kind of a crazy lobby going on here. I don't know if people are just trying things out or what's going on, but my goodness, has it been weird and wacky. So now we see 55 Systematicos. They're both in San Martin. We're going to have a very northern shift here. So maybe an Oasis game, maybe a La Cabrera game. It's hard to tell. Might drop right back down to San Martin for all we know. I don't really like the fighting around San Martin. I feel like it's hide in a room. Obviously, it's a little different with players of this skill level, because they are going to fight. They're going to try and get the knocks and everything. But like in pubs and stuff, people just sit in corners there. It's really boring. I don't enjoy it that much. Still nothing has really happened here yet, though. Oh, Lawson. Yeah. First player to get knocked, he almost gets flushed out by Tiny, but Tiny almost goes down in return to Anzira. Crack does pick up the flush, and that is our first confirmed kill of match number 5. Ooh, Reza versus Mira from below. Fisher gets a headshot, but Fauna with good covering fire. As Martin, he finds a knock onto Fisher. Laucha, he's already gone down for Rezav. The knock onto Martin. Quan has been knocked. Bale, the last one left. Fakeson did spot him out. Has a Panzer in hand. Gonna try and go for it. Doesn't actually do any damage, but the spray from the M249. And it's beautifully done to take down Rezav. Dream 1, they had a good match last match. They just have to keep it up a little bit more. Now is kind of the time that we can talk about who's going to go into day 2 in a comfortable position, who's really not. 30 points in day 1 puts you in a comfortable position. Sam Crow, he's making his way up the top here. Learn in a corner. Who'd have guessed? But, yeah. So, 30 points puts you in a comfortable position going into day number 2. Because it means you only really need 2 to make sure to get to that kind of cutoff point that you need to be around to try and keep yourself out of relegation. As it looks like Luminosity and Yin Yang fighting here in the center of zone. You have 3 teams that, well, 2 teams that are comfortable, 1 that's already made it well past and is going to stay in Division 1. Team Liquid, they're staying in Division 1. Should be pretty obvious based on the fact that they have 67 points after 4 matches with a 0-point match. 55, they're at 33 points. They're in a relatively safe spot. They're in a comfortable spot where they don't have to really push super hard. They just have to make sure they're getting points. As it looks like a trade going both ways for Luminosity and Yin Yang. 1 lost and flushed on both sides. Because taken down by Bizzler from the hillside. Molotov out and over. As Kane gets ready for the push alongside Trisk. And then in Zeke team, they're at 32 points. So they're almost at the safe spot. Teams that are getting close to that safe spot where you only need like 10 points going into the next day is Pure RNG and Dream 1 at 28 and 26 points. And then you have Mira at 23, 4-0 at 22, Amigos at 21, and Systematicos at 20, which are kind of doing an okay job. And they need a few more points here. They definitely need a couple of good matches, and then they'll be able to kind of be a little bit more comfortable. And then you have teams that really need to step it up, like Fairy Tale and Rezav. 9 points and 2 points. You're definitely going to need a good couple of games to try and push your way up and out of that area. Teams that I am still surprised are towards the bottom of the leaderboard. El Kadzia and Luminosity, 18 and 16 points apiece. They're not even at 20. That doesn't make sense. Oh, more shots between Yin Yang and Luminosity. Snakers with an MP5. Oh, now he has an AUG. Bizzler takes a headshot. Alright, 1 second, and zone shift, and we go north. We are having an oasis circle. Look at all the teams on the move. Oh my god, Bizzler takes another headshot. That has got to be rough for him. Luckily, he's in a compound. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be able to heal up a little bit. Trisk and Kane. They may not know that Snakers was left behind. So they're just kind of looting up right now. I think completely unaware of his presence. They don't have a truck back there. So they might check and see if Luminosity left any more. Oh, yeah. Trisk should see that vehicle, should be able to pick it up. I wanted to see what was going to happen with it, but... Way up to the north, we have LFP1. Going to be running into Valley 8, and the shots come through, don't connect. And LFP1 going to have to give up this position. Snakers, he went for the shots onto Trisk. He does end up finding him. Almost gets the flush, and now it's going to be a 1v1. Snakers versus Kane. Voxic quickly making his way back over. And there we go. Voxic with the support to take down Kane, and Yin Yang get eliminated in 14th. You know, it's kind of cold today to eat ice cream because it's been raining all day. That's fine. Team Liquid, all the way up to the north, end up knocking and flushing Valley 8. That's going to give Team Liquid a spot where they can rotate to into the zone. Crazy stuff. How do I have pre-roll ads off for 43 minutes? What? How much time is left in this? I guess that's true. I don't know. Can I run just a minute of ads between the next ad break? Maybe. We'll test it. Why not? Empire, Cerro, Finno. Rotating right next to each other. Inside Oasis, you have Nzeke team and 55 Esports. Looks like to the north you're going to have Team Liquid trying to make their way over there. Sparking going to be holding the north a little bit farther back from the rest of his team. Party farther in front. Mira on the western side. Amigos. They've pulled up on the church. It looks like they're calling it home right now. The real question is, how far north are we going to end up going for the play zone? That could end up being a very, very crazy play zone if it goes any further north. But no. Looks like, surprisingly, a lot of teams have found some sort of play. Or there's Elkadzia and Mira who haven't found their way into zone, and they're just kind of chilling. Oh, Luminosity. Could you imagine someone shot the gas right as Voxic landed there and blew it up? Just like, oh, you know, it looks like he could be going to the gas station. Let's blow that up as he lands. Team Liquid gonna have so much control over the northern portion of the zone. It's kind of just like a 1-1-1-1 split, but, I mean, it's all around. Mira, they're still trying to pull up on the side. And it's going to be right next to Pure RNG, who still have 2 in the play zone, 2 in front. As Fakeson, he takes a headshot, but he does make it into the zone. And Mira definitely not in the most comfortable spot. Meanwhile, Pure RNG, Elkadzia, they're right next to each other, Roth and IQ. Pure RNG, they did lose 2, so now it's Penta and IQ is the only 2 left remaining. Penta still out in the blue zone. He's going to be making his run across Fairy Tale. Pulling up behind Dream 1, and what a hard shift. Down to the southeast, Mira going to be stopping and fighting up against 55. Fauna, he finds a knock onto Sam Crow. Fakeson has been knocked for Mira. The nade being prepped, being thrown towards LFP1. In case he walked in this doorway. The stun was being prepped. The spray goes through. Nothing is found. Karak tries to go for a different angle. Psycho across the road. Not in a great spot to be able to support. Only a single headshot from Karak there, as he wasn't able to find the rest. Another headshot. And now he preps the nade. Throws the nade forward. Gets a double knock with the nade. And now he preps another one. Can he get that one onto Fauna? It's good. The rest is done with the spray from the AUG. 1v1 is what's left. Throwing a couple. Oh my, what a Molotov onto Fakeson. It wasn't enough to get the final little bit, and Fakeson is going to be able to get the heal. Now Karak, what can he do? He's already taken down 3 members of Mira. He does have a shorty to work with. Him versus Fakeson. 1v1 tries to go for the pre-fire. And he ends up taking a headshot from Saken. And he actually wins that! He beats Fakeson as he feigns the retreat and gets him as soon as he pushes out the doorway. What a play there by the last remaining member for 55. Fairy Tale, they're in front of Dream 1. Dream 1, they've had a dream of a start so far to this, but Fairy Tale shut them down because their dream is just starting. Sometimes to start a dream, you gotta shut down another. Team Liquid getting some shots over towards 4-0, and we go hard shifting back down to the south. Now the shot's coming through from Gmo towards Purdy. Finds a couple of bullets, nothing more. And nades go out towards Loop 12. But again, no connection there with the util. Team's just gonna be slowly snaking their way forward, trying to get into zone. Luminosity, they're pulling up behind Liquid in a perfect line. They were for a second. Just 1, 2, 3. But now they're starting to spread out a little bit, try and find their way into zone. Empire again, finding themselves in a decent spot. Not really a great one, but down to the south, they have something to work with. They're in the zone. Smirzera gets an opening knock on to Bizler for Luminosity, and now Voxic gonna have to try and make his way across with Snakers. They have so many smokes down. Question is, are they gonna be prepared? It's Smirzera getting shot in the back. Team Liquid may be the saving grace for Luminosity right now. Nade goes up and over towards Voxic. He's gonna have to hit a heal right away. Is he gonna be able to get it off in time? Yes. Snaker is spotted out, almost goes down, and there we go. Smirzera and Andrew pick up the pair. And Zeke team gonna be able to continue forward 4-0. Gonna be fighting up against Team Liquid. Flavin, the first one down. Sarah Finno getting some shots onto 4-0 as well, making it very, very difficult. Nades, util going out. The heals coming through 4-0. Trying to stay in this fight. Purdy, he goes for the spray, doesn't get the knock. Does spot out Gmo, gets the headshot, but it's Brennan that hits the final shot. Arthur still alive on the edge here. Gmo gets flushed out by Sparking. Arthur spotted out, he steps around, he goes down to Sparking, who survives on but 4 health points. Now it's going to be Zeke team and Sarah Finno both trying to come over here and take care of Team Liquid, and it looks like a knock onto Smirzera is going to make Team Liquid want to push straight towards this position and try and continue forward. They are just fighting for kills at this point. And that is Selfish going down. Alo goes to the blue zone after a couple of shots. Is going to be coming out for Zeke team, and now we go over to the western side of our zone after our northeast was just in tatters. We go to the northwest where we have 3 different teams, and Pure RNG are stuck in the middle of it. Only 6 teams left though, so they did pick themselves up a couple of placement points alongside the oh so beautiful fighting that they have to do between Fairy Tale and Amigos. I wonder if my Twitch... I think the Pokemon community game is broken, which would be really unfortunate. Oh, Lopez takes a shot there from the members of Pure RNG. What a nade. Does a lot of damage. Not able to get a knock. If they had piled both the nades right there, into that spot. They probably would have been able to get the knock earlier. The nade towards 12 IG, and now the shot's being traded back and forth. Conf ends up with the knock onto IQ. Griffith gets the finish onto Penta, and it's Fairy Tale, the winners of that fight. Is now it's going to be Amigos versus Fairy Tale. Conf, he already has the positioning inside the zone. Amigos, they have the numbers. They have to push forward. Griffith gonna have to be a really solid anchor here. Try and get something here early. Stun goes forward. Vapeskar blinded. Nades going out. Nades going over. Vapeskar takes down to about 63. Conf prepping even more nades. Does more damage to DNL. Not a single knot coming through. And it's Shinboy. He's sneaking over to try and be a backstabber. But he's got to be a little bit careful. He is over here alone. The rest of Empire is over on the eastern side of the road. And it's going to be Amigos trying to take the fight towards Griffith. Shinboy ends up with the knock onto 12 IG. Shinboy gets a knock onto Griffith as well to follow it up with the nade. DNL getting shot at by Conf. As now Conf, he goes down, but Shinboy gets the trade onto Vapeskar. And now it's going to be Lopez and DNL. The last two up for the Amigos. As Empire, they take care of Cyril. Finno, selfish, the last one left on the other side of the zone. Shinboy, you got to be careful. You got to make sure that they don't realize that you are a solo over here. They're going to be back up to a 4-man shortly. Selfish could be the changing tide in this match. Does he stab Empire in the back, or does he stab Amigos in the back, or does he just end up going down? Vapeskar ends up going down to Poonage, so that's another knock onto the Amigos. Shinboy, if only he had a couple more nades, might be able to lob them down over there. Michael has spotted out Selfish, so they are aware of where the last member of Inzeke team is. Once they take care of him, it is just going to be a straight up 4v4. And it is indeed going to turn into a straight up 4v4. Vapeskar, he got rezzed. Amigos, they're at 4 kills so far in this one, but Empire with another good game. And Shinboy, being already over here on that off angle, has pretty much shut down anything that they might be able to do. DNL takes a couple of shots. Poonage with the shots on the other side. Wookie with some covering fire, but Lopez gets the knock onto Shinboy. And now there is 2 remaining for the Amigos. They're trying to prep the smokes. The shots coming through the smoke. And Poonage with the headshot onto Lopez. Vapeskar, the last one remaining. Gonna have to make a run through the open field, and down he goes. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Empire wins it. 11 kills in a beautiful match there from them. It's a beautiful time to tune back in. I don't know what you're talking about. Couldn't be much better. And now, after that, we're going to go to a quick break before we see the updated leaderboard. And we will be right back for the final match of tonight. after an absolutely dominant start from Team Liquid, we are now finally starting to see a couple other teams start to pull forward. Team Liquid, though, still getting almost 10 points in that last match. So they're up to 74 points. 55 in and Zeke team have both broken that 40-point mark, so just so long they get a few more points either in this game or any of the games tomorrow, we should be able to see them get safe into Division 1 and staying there into the following week. Empire Gaming have jumped up 9 spots as Learn punches out Ackerman. Empire Gaming jumped up 9 spots. They are now in 4th place with 35 points. So just 5 points away from that safety mark going in to day number 2, and they can focus more on trying to catch up to the top of the leaderboard. In 5th place, we have Amigos with 31 points. So, again, a team that just needs a good match here, and they could go into tomorrow being completely safe and just really focusing on climbing towards the top of the leaderboard. And then you have teams that are kind of in the middle ground. They're comfortable, but they don't want to get too relaxed. You have Dream 1, Pure RNG, both at 29 points. You have Mira at 28 points, 4-0 at 24. Serral Finno at 24 points alongside them. And then you have the rest of their teams. We're going into the last match of today. If they match what they have today, they may make it. They may not make it. And that is Systematicos, Luminosity, Alcadzia, Yin Yang, Fairy Tale, and Razav. Now I feel like the real question marks here are, what the heck's going on with Alcadzia and Luminosity? What, 20 points for Luminosity and 18 for Alcadzia? What is this? That seems absolutely ludicrous to me, and we're going back up north again. This time not quite as far north on our zone. Oh, Bale gonna be running right into Conf here. They've already lost Ackerman. They certainly don't want to lose any more. So they're gonna rotate their way on up the hillside. And Conf, he's gonna make it away from there. Bale taking some shots over at him with the M249. Conf doesn't even take any damage. He's doing good. Him and Akim are just going to try and control this compound towards the center of the zone. Oh my god. Yin Yang, they're pulling up towards where the res station is, just to the north of Power Grid. San Martin being controlled by 55 right now. Looks like there isn't going to be a hot drop on that. Oh my god, look, the Pokemon community game worked properly. Oh, Kane took some good damage there. Still survives. My arm feels so tight. I don't know why. Never felt my arm tight right here before. That's felt so weird. Systematicos. Obviously, Ribeiro got the knock. Learn punched out Ackerman, and that's our only player lost in the first 5 minutes of the match. Empire, they're rotating by Dream 1, and now they're rotating right into Roth, and right into the side of the hill as Roth stops up, and so does an Empire. Roth, he's prepping a nade, and Punage, he's just running his way forward. Punage ends up running over Wookiee? What? Sorry. What? How did Wookiee get run over by Punage? We had footage on our screen. What? We're gonna need a replay of that. Well, Kadzia, ooh, Cardi. Getting spun out in a difficult position. He's gonna try and drive away. Oh, now Punage just chasing down Cardi. The shot's going through, the knock coming. And Shinboy should be able to collect it by just running him over, but no, peeks in, steals away the kill. Cowboy over here, and now he's getting crashed, but Punage gets taken out of the vehicle. Shinboy, he's right here. He tried to get over here in time, protect his teammate, going for the shots. Does a little bit of damage. He goes down, trying to get inside the building, and I don't know where Michael is. Oh, there he is. He was on the map, towards the bottom. Empire, I'm so sorry that your beautiful, beautiful team ended up this way. I don't know what happened. I do not know how Punage, well sprinting forward, ended up knocking Wookiee. Like, I am so thrown off by that. And now it's all up to Michael to just survive for as long as possible, and it looks like he's going to try and do that by sending his way into San Martin, in between Luminosity and 55. Yeah, that was, still flabbergasted. I want to go back into the replay and see what happened. Oh, Brennan right into the wall. Kraz, he's gonna reverse it down the hillside for a second. Make sure his car gets safe after taking a couple of bullet holes to the side of it. Now it's calmed down again. We saw some craziness. Now everyone's kind of found a spot in zone. Not a single team's been eliminated yet because Michael is still alive. Quan, if you hit a shot from there onto them, I don't even know what I'd be saying. That would be ludicrous, honestly. Infinite Void. Pulling up well short of the compound. And he's gonna have to try and sprint his way up the side. The problem is, if this just, like, shifts off of this compound, this really isn't worth it for Infinite Void because of how far he has to run back to his vehicle. Real question is, what's gonna happen next? The blue zone shrinking in. We are 20 seconds. What is this? Sorry. This is so not accurate anymore. I did not get enough feedback on this form. Unfortunately. Ignore this. Nope. Don't ignore that. Wish there was a way to get rid of that really quick. I don't know. Just ignore that. We can try again next year, see if we can get more interest in it. Unfortunately, I just did not garner enough interest to get one going this year. Wish there was an easy way to just, like, remove a chat really quick. That's fine, whatever. We'll just leave it be. I don't know, I'm gonna get really annoyed by it though. There's a way to really quickly like clear chat, I thought. Perfect. There we go. Now it should be disappeared. Still no teams down. 12.5 minutes into the last match of the day, and there is still not a single team eliminated. Pretty impressive. We're down to 55 players, so we've lost 9. But that's fine. Losing 9 players, not that bad. After 12.5 minutes, as Kane, he's just biding his time, going for the shots onto Lopez. Maybe wasn't quite planning for it to turn out that way. I think he was more going for the tires, and then Lopez ran right towards his bullet, so he wanted to try and take some shots. Foxy, still way out in the blue zone. Gonna have to make his rotate down to the rest of the team, but he's gonna have to do it without tanking too much blue zone damage. And Zeke team gonna be very pleased with where that is going. Michael, not quite as much, because he's gonna have to try and find a new spot to rat in. If he finds a crap ton of first aids, he may be able to just tank the blue zone for a while. So that could still be useful for him. Team Liquid, they're sneaking their way up towards Yin Yang. As Japa, the closest one. Might actually hear Purdy. Purdy takes a couple of shots, so now definitely going to Trisk, spotted out by Luke 12 as he was shooting at Alo. And Alo trying to go for the shots, but Japa gets the knock onto Alo, and it's one down on his side. Alo gonna start to get flushed out. Luke 12 finds a second. And now Sparking trying to send it over here on the bike. Kane getting sprayed down. Not able to find anything as Purdy is making his way forward. Kane does get the knock onto Purdy, and now spotted out, but Sparking goes down alongside. It's all down to Luke 12, who gets the knock onto Yakuz. And Luke 12, he has 3 knocked right now. Or no, there's 2 knocked right now. And it's him versus Kane in a 1v1. Spray coming out, the shot's not connecting. He's trying to step forward again, but Kane, he's just tried to make his way towards the zone. Now he's spotted out Kane. He hits the shots and takes down 3 members of Liquid to be the last remaining player standing for Yin Yang. The nade coming down the hillside, probably towards the shack in case they stop there. They do not. 55 gonna usher Amigos on their way further into the zone. Telling them not to stick around here. Luminosity, surprisingly not taking any shots down here. Voxic gets the knock, but Psycho gets the kill steal. And the Amigos, they send it down and into the center. They're going to be right next to Nzeke team, who have a mortar. There's a mortar there. I saw it. Where are you shooting that mortar there? Andrew? What are you doing with that mortar? That mortar, it goes out. Trying to go towards the Amigos, and it almost lands right on Vapeskar. One little tick forward, and it may be perfect, but that's a difficult shot to hit with the mortar as Vapeskar, he goes for a spray. Not able to connect that one. And it gets the knock onto 12 IG. Can it follow up with any more? Oh, it goes a little bit too far to the right. They just need to follow it up again. A couple more in the same spot, and it might end up super well. 12 IG definitely needs to keep on crawling. Lopez needs to stay out of the way of that opening. All of a sudden, we're down to 11 teams and 37 players. Rezav trying to send it up the hillside. Fauna finds the final shot onto Bale, and Rezav, even though they were already established in this position, getting punished by Mira for having one player still rotating into the hard cover. And love how many Panzers we see all the time. They are just that powerful. As, oh my god, pure RNG. They're just sending it up the hillside. Right towards Rezav. As soon as this fight starts out, Mira's probably going to get involved. And Mira, they are getting involved. They're getting a couple of shots towards pure RNG. Surefire Jax, what's going on today? Is Spectro, he's making his way into the zone, or into the compound, and he does survive his way into the compound. Question is, for how much longer is Rezav all spread out? But it might be Mira and Sarah Elfino also getting involved that could cause even more problems for them. Martin, if... Oh my god, almost right through the window from Quan. But what a shot from Quan to get the knock onto Martin. And now he's going to pick up his MK again. And surely Mira, yes, they are going to start crashing towards the compound. The nade, it looked good, but it bounces, I guess, right off the lip. And Martin going to survive for a little while longer. Hello, hello. Flush onto Martin by Spectro and Pure RNG. They only pick up one so far, and this one shots towards Fisher, but Laucha from the side. Beautiful there, and now the nade going out. The flush should follow. No, it bounces off the side of the building. And Spectro going to survive a little while longer. Laucha, that's going to be a difficult angle to try and get that Panzer through. Meanwhile, Sarah Alfino going to go down to Fakes and Kraz, the last one left. As Laucha, he did end up getting the flush onto Spectro with the Panzer Penta. He's been pushing forward over towards Laucha, as Laucha trying to play ring around the Rosie. Preps the stun, goes for it, but Penta finds the shots first. And that is Laucha going down. Fisher, the last one that remains. Mira, they're probably going to want to get involved in this at some point. The shots go out towards Fisher, but he finds the shots onto Penta. And now Mira going to have to try and make something happen. They throw the nade towards where Penta was. He's already down. They don't know who died where. Fisher up top. Gonna still continue shooting forward. Laucha down below is alive. And Fisher, he drops down the stairway. He's going to try and go for the res. The Molotov's coming out. nothing gonna be connecting from Mira as they have to try and get through Rezav as quick as possible because they have to make it into the next zone, which is now gonna be even tougher because Systematicos has pulled up right down below Fakes him. He's spotted out Kraz. He wants to try and finish off that team, but Brennan is still alive further forward. I didn't even realize that Brennan was still in this. Probably so separated from the rest of his team until now because I didn't even see him on the mini-map. So now we're going to see Mira making their way to try and take out Brennan and Kraz. They don't want this team in here any longer. Apparently Fakes in some good shots. Fauna finds the knock onto Kraz. Brennan, the next one. Shots coming through. The nade from Fakes in. And down they go. Over on the other side of the road, we have Dream 1 getting pushed on by Luminosity, who have not had the greatest day number 1 so far in this one. Molotovs, nades, gunshots all coming out. Flamescare ends up going down to his own Molotov. Maybe sacrificing that one. He goes down in 8th place. Luminosity, they could be in a difficult spot to try and make it across the street in the next zone as they are just getting peppered by Nzeke team currently. 2 of our top 3 teams still alive in this one. Team Liquid not alive, but again, they have like 70-something points. They are chilling for a day number 1. Nzeke team 55 in 2nd and 3rd place, so we'll have to see if one of these teams might be able to pull through with a chicken dinner, really cement themselves at the top of the leaderboard, fighting for first place up against Liquid Luminosity. Gotta try and turn around their fate here. Bizler gonna start off with an arm shot onto Laucha. Tries to go for the shot onto LFP1, doesn't connect, and LFP1, he's gonna open the door, going the other way. Give himself just that little bit extra cover. 55, they have found a hillside. I was gonna say spot in zone, but I don't even know if you really call that a spot. That's just Systematicos not really having the util to be able to yeet down this hillside, so not going to be able to do too much against it, as Mira going to be fighting up against Luminosity. Voxic, the last one left, he hits the deck. And is going to be trying to survive. Should actually be going for the res onto Bizler right now. And they'll be back up as a 2-man, but up against a 4-man of Mira, it's going to be difficult. No, 3-man, as one did get fully flushed out. And there they go as Laucha gets some revenge. Gets the finish onto Luminosity, and 55 Esports, they're having it rough. I was saying that they didn't have the util to throw down here from Systematicos, but Systematicos proved me wrong. Psycho ends up going down. They pick up an extra kill. We have 6 teams left in Nzeke team, Amigos, Rezav, 55, Systematicos, and Mira. Laucha, no vest, no helmet. Tough spot for him. Fisher, his armor getting more and more damaged as Amigos taking shots towards Systematicos, and Systematicos are just trying to bombard the members of 55. Are surviving the util usage, which is good for them. As, looks like the bike about to blow up. Karak goes down to Vinny. More shots coming through, but Karak's still not going down yet. Sam Crow trying to pick him up. Tiny covering fire onto Lawson and Anzira. Doesn't get a knock, but definitely scares them off for a second. I don't know. It's been a little wonky. It didn't even work for like the first 2 hours of my stream. So I'm real confused whether it's broken or not. So yeah. You might be able to check your Pokedex, but I'm disappointed that it's broken too. 55, they're down to only one person still standing, but gonna be going for the reses. They might be able to get back up to a 3-man. I think it's broken. Because it did this, are you on phone or PC? Or it's not even your Pokédex, your PC. Okay. Okay, so to check it, you scroll down a little bit, well on Twitch, and you should open up to your bag, and you should be able to click the leftmost thing on the Pokemon community game thing, and it'll show you all the Pokemon you have currently. So if Apom is there, then you caught Apom. Or if Apom is listed first, then you caught Apom. Razav, they're making their run down the hillside. Laucha takes one shot to the chest so far, but still surviving. Emergency cover still working. Perfect. I love to hear it. And the emergency cover ends up working out for Mira as they are using it to push towards Razav and keep them out of the zone. 55, hey, push towards Amigos. Amigos take them down. 12 IG. Barely surviving in Zeke team, thinking about trying to push forward. We got 4 teams left in Zeke team. Systematicos, Mira, and Amigos. Systematicos, they're pushing up and over the hillside towards Mira. The emergency cover going to give great cover, though, when the shots come through from LFP1. Can't really find the rest as he's just getting stunned and stunned and stunned. Yeah, I may as well hit the heal. You can't see anything anyways. Andrew ends up getting the knock onto one, and Zira goes down. LFP1 able to get the flush. Lawson. What can they do? Ribeiro goes down to Selfish. So now it's a 4v1, v1, v3, and Andrew ends up taking down LFP1, but only after he gets the kill onto Lawson. So now it's a 4v3 in Zeke team up against Amigos, and it should be a pretty easy win here for Zeke team, unless Amigos can hit some crazy shots. As Lopez, he ends up knocking his own teammate with the emergency cover, and that just spells the doom, but one player does go down for Zeke team, almost a second. Smirzera gonna pop on a new helmet. Vinny finds one, and now it's just Vapeskar left, and the shots, they come through the smoke after the jump peak. And in Zeke team, 13 kills and the chicken dinner. And now we sit here and we wait for the leaderboard to pop up. Since you think that the Pokemon is so cute, I'll get some of my own Pokemon over here so you can see even more. Because I got a lot. I don't actually know how many I have in here. Oh, I have 863. Oh my god. Yeah. 17. Oh my god, that's a really good Pansage. We're gonna go and we're gonna trade you. We got a Zatu. We got a Mousehold. Dolive. Oh my god, wait, is this updated already? 3, 4, oh my god. We already got them. I have some shinies and stuff too. I have a shiny Bronzor and a Carkol. It's pretty cool. But this is how we end it here today. Team Liquid, absolutely dominant with 71 sec. Let me swap over to this so you guys can see it nice, big, and proud. Team Liquid dominating 78 points, first place, 3 chicken dinners, and Zeke team. They have just been the pinnacle of consistency. Even if they're not winning games, they are staying at the top of the leaderboard. 63 points, 55, following it up in third place with 45, followed closely by Mira in fourth place with 43. And then to round out our top 8, we have Amigos, Empire, Dream One, Pure RNG. Again, really you want to be at around 30 points at the end of day 1. It means you only need to get 10 points in day 2 to be relatively safe. Over on the right side, Elkadzia, Luminosity, both at 21 points. That's absolutely ridiculous. I expect way more out of them. How is that happening? I don't know. We'll see them turn it around tomorrow, surely. I don't expect them to stay there. They will get it together. They'll have their games. Fairy Tale, they ended up having a good game during one of the games. They only had one good game. And they're up to 15 points. So a couple of good games. You're gonna get up there. You're gonna do fine. Division 2, we're looking right now at Toyo, Potentially Dangerous, Animaniacs, and then Festa de Tequila. I could not say duh for some reason right there. It just like absolutely ruined my brain. Those are our top 4 teams that are currently thinking about joining us back in Division 1 for the final week of this series. So we'll have to see if that's how it ends up playing out. And it'll scroll through the next couple for a second. Surefire, we got to try and catch this last Pokemon before we disappear for the night. And then we will disappear right after we catch the Pokemon. Hopefully. I don't know if it's gonna show us or not. There's so many Pokemon. Oh my god, I have I have 3 shinies? I have 3 shinies. Fracture isn't super cute. Here, let me see if I can find him. Yeah. This is Fracture. Yeah, he turns into... Oh, I don't have Haxorus. That's disappointing. I will say, I don't know if I have his pre-evolution, but his pre-evolution is pretty cute. I don't. Oh my god. So Fracture turns into this. Yeah, we can do that at some time. Surefire, just send me a message on Twitch unless you have, or you can join my Discord and I could probably explain it that way too. I will say the first evolution is pretty adorable. Axew is adorable. It's just the evolutions that aren't. But I'm gonna back off of this. We'll see the teams that won. And that is how we are going to end it for today. I appreciate everyone that stopped by. I hope you have a wonderful night. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some wonderful Smirzera action. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Oh, really? Join my Discord then. Uh, do you have Discord actually? If you have Discord, just join my Discord and I can do that. I love how my Discord popped up as I was talking about my disc. What? Whatever. It is what it is. Uh, but yeah, join the Discord and yeah, perfect. I'll probably I don't even know the next time I'm gonna be like fully available. Probably like Friday. Um, I normally play with ASCII at like 8 p.m. my time, so 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll usually get on around like 7, so I'll have like an hour where I'm doing nothing. So that would probably be a great time. But peace out. Have a good night. I appreciate everyone that stopped by. You guys